What is up, my fellow Chibits? I'm here today to bring you guys a special Tokyo Ghoul video. So, I'm making this video kind of to tide all of you over while I actually work on the Tokyo Ghoul video on Kaneki's split personalities. So, basically, this video is probably going to be relatively short, probably 3 to 8 minutes. It might be longer, might be shorter, I don't know. But I want to make this video kind of just to do a brief little shout out to what Ishida did in the latest chapter, but also to point out to anyone that possibly missed it while reading the chapter. So, you might already know what I'm going to be talking about, but if you don't, then this is probably going to be something very interesting for you. Now, you might recognize one or maybe even two things from the chapter, but overall, I believe there's probably going to be at least one of these things I'm going to mention that you did not understand or catch when it came to references to the series and the title. So anyways, to start off with showing us Juzo and Kaneki on a panel. And when you look at this, it's obvious that this is a reference to the Hisoka and the Kuroro fight. If you read Hunter x Hunter, then obviously you will recognize the similarity here. And you'll be like, holy crap, Ishida just referenced Hunter x Hunter at the beginning of his latest chapter. Now, many might be saying, like, whoa, that doesn't mean it's a reference or anything. Well, let me point out something to you. If you look at the bottom left corner of this panel, you will see the strongest x the strongest. So automatically, if you didn't think it was a reference, that alone lets us know it's a reference. Now, to go one step further as well, if you still don't believe me, there was an interview a long time ago, okay? I think about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, basically. It was around the time when we got the, Hisoka origin chapter that Ishida Sensui wrote for Togashi, the author of Hunter x Hunter. Around that time, we found out that Togashi and Ishida, they had an interview with each other. They actually sat down and talked with each other and discussed how they felt about each other's works, and basically we come to find out that Ishida is quite the fanboy of Hunter x Hunter. He truly loves Hunter x Hunter. And one of his favorite characters was Hisoka, that he talked to Togashi. He's like, Hisoka's my favorite character, I really love him. And I mean, he was even asking Togashi, like, why he does Hisoka like he does. Like, why does he put, like, hearts, clubs, or diamonds, or whatever in Hisoka's dialogue? And Togashi's like, I don't know, I don't really put any meaning to that. And he's like, maybe I do it subconsciously, and basically it does mean something, but I don't try to. That's what Togashi said. And it was very funny. The interview overall is just very funny. I have a separate video on that. I'll probably show the title or whatever on the screen, but basically I have a separate video on that. I go in depth with it. But basically, I don't want to get into the exact details, but it's been revealed already that Togashi and Ishida, they know each other, and Ishida respects Togashi. He is a fanboy of Togashi. He loves Togashi. And if you know about Hisoka, you'll know that there is a character in, Tokyo Ghoul that is very much like Hisoka, or at the very least, the early portions of the character is very much like Hisoka. Now, anyways, we also found out that Togashi's favorite character is Suzuya. That's what Togashi said. Togashi said Suzuya is his favorite character, and so it makes sense to honor Togashi. If he was going to do a Hunter x Hunter reference, he would put Suzuya in a reference to Hunter x Hunter. And so it makes a lot of sense. You would have Suzuya on the left, and then you would have, Kaneki on the right, because since, Togashi loves Suzuya, if he was going to reference his favorite character, Hisoka, then he would obviously give, Suzuya, a reference and all that to Hunter x Hunter. Ishida just honored Togashi. He's like, I know you like Suzuya, so here you go. For me to show respect to your series, I'm going to use a panel from your series to show your favorite character. So that was really cool. I felt that as a really cool reference overall, and just shows that, these two are great friends, unless they're the same person, of course. Anyways, moving on to the next reference. This is the one I've seen many mention, actually, and I myself didn't even catch this one, actually. I'm going to admit this, I didn't even catch this one. I was told by many in the comments on my, Tokyo Ghoul video I made a couple days ago that this was also a Hunter x Hunter reference. But basically, when you see Kaneki bite the face off of Ko, when he just yanks his face off, just bites it off and then he impels him, it was very similar to what Uvogen, hopefully I'm saying his name right, I'll have his picture on the screen. It was very similar to what Uvogen did to the Shadow Beast. In Hunter x Hunter, when the Shadow Beast popped up, Uvogen was, locked down, chained up, and he bit a Shadow Beast's face off. And that's a very similar scene to what happened to Kaneki in this chapter. So, that was also a reference to Hunter x Hunter. Now, I did mention it in my Tokyo Ghoul video, but I didn't really go into it that deep. But basically, the scene where Kaneki, his body's on the floor, and you see his, like, 7 personalities all around him looking down at him. I'll have the image on screen, obviously. They're all looking at him. And this scene is very, very, very similar to the Shinobu Sensui scene from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, you're probably wondering, if you've never heard of it, what's Yu Yu Hakusho? Well, Yu Yu Hakusho is the series Togashi himself wrote before Hunter x Hunter. It was his OG series. So basically, what better way to reference, Togashi than to even go back to his original series, Yu Yu Hakusho. And it's obvious that this entire scene, this dialogue or whatever, with seeing Kaneki surrounded by his personalities, was obviously a direct reference to Shinobu Sensui. I mean, he's already referencing Hunter x Hunter, so it's not too far of a stretch to think that he's referencing, Yu Yu Hakusho as well. But then, we also do know that Shinobu Sensui, his character in, Yu Yu Hakusho, he constantly had debates within his mind. He was constantly thinking about his other personalities, and his other personalities would talk with each other to kind of come to a consensus to what they need to do, which is very similar to what Kaneki did in the chapter. Now, we never really saw, Shinobu actually do this. Like, we never got a big, long scene, at least from the anime, from what I can remember. We never got a long scene with him talking in his mind, but basically, we got to see what's probably Shinobu Sensui was doing in his mind the entire time. So, that's a really unique thing. I wonder how many of you actually noticed that maybe Ishida was referencing Yu Yu Hakusho in that moment, which also adds more to the theories, and maybe the Kaneki that popped up at the end of the chapter could be the original Kaneki, because if you remember, Shinobu Sensui had all of his other personalities take different burdens and stuff, different things that they had to go through, and eventually, when things got too rough or whatever, the main original Shinobu Sensui had to pop out and come out. So, what's to say that it couldn't be very similar to that? I mean, since Ishida is already referencing, Togashi's works, maybe he could take it a step further and even do something like that. Who knows? So I just want to point these little things out, the references to Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I know it's very quick, but I just wanted to talk about it. So let me know if you knew about all these, or if you didn't know about these. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And like I said, I am working on a TG video. I'm probably going to do like a video talking about the split personalities of Kaneki, going in depth with them, talking about what they represent, the message or meaning of them, and what they did wrong, and what decisions they could have made overall throughout their journey. I'll plan on making a video like that sometime this week, but I just wanted to let you guys know and give you a brief update, since many of you have been asking all day today and yesterday. So yeah, you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you like my content, please subscribe. And if you want to support me for I can continue to focus on YouTube, please go in my description and support me on Patreon. So you have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.